Hello everyone, welcome back to Roll. It has been brought to my attention that I may well have been misplaying some of the things like the left arrows, the right arrows, and the whole roll multiplier scorings that don't tally off of each other. So if you have something that increases your score by the value of the entire roll, or the 20% chance at a quarter of the roll, or a 5x the entire roll, or wilds, these kinds of things. I may have been trying to use those in a way that was not optimal, and thus screwing myself out of lots of score. So clearly that's not ideal. So this time we're gonna start by just building up a few dice, and I've seen some discussion, although I haven't looked too deeply into it, about trying to do something where you have 5 dice. Like if we pretend these are different dice rather than 5 faces of the same die. In the center, you have a 10x, and on the 4 dice next to it, you fill them with wilds, and then you get the bonus to have the wilds be worth 10 times more if they're adjacent to the highest number, and we have the highest number being a times 10 of some other part of large scoring. We might be able to build that up into something worth a lot of points. I don't know if we want to do that with lottery, so that we have the lottery being the very large roll, and then subsequently that becoming a 10x, and then the wilds becoming a bigger number of that, or what, but we'll figure that out when we get to like the second or third tier of shop, because that's when we really start building up something of value. But for right now, we're just going to start going through the early shops as we always do, build up a 97 or 2, see what other rerolls and refreshes we get. But so far, just all your bog standard numbers, but we'll be back in just a jiffy. Right, this early game has been very not good. We just have 197 and 2 faces that have rerollers on them. But we're going to march on. I will worry about getting the rest of the faces up to 97 when we hit the tier of shop that can do set all faces. But for now, we're going to jump up to this tier of shop, find a good multiplier, as well as hopefully a reroll everything. There you go, 6 times reroll. Not a universal passive, that will come much later. Then we want to set the 97 up with a 4x, perfect. Then unless we can very quickly find a 50% chance at 100 lottery face, there it is. We'll pick up a few of those. There's a 6 times reroller as well. Probably shouldn't be spending the rolls here, but we're here now. Oh, go on then, one more. Alright, let's jump up to the next tier of shop. Then we have the introduction of passives. First thing we want is settle die faces on that main die to be 97s all round. It's going to increase our scoring incredibly. Then after that, fairly generic stuff. We could take an 85, put it on the right hand side dice, and then set everything up to be those. Is it worth it for 16k? I guess not. I am going to buy a lotto dice though, because that has some 50% chance at 100s on it. We want those. Single face adjacency bonus is not what we need. Let's see what else we can find. 6 times reroll in triplicate. Yes. That's going on to our 97s immediately. Then otherwise, We want some shop refresh adders somewhere. We've got an empty die for that as well. More rerolls in triplicate would be welcome. I'll take a 10x for one of my 97s. We can grab lucky 7s. We're going to need that for lottery strats if that ends up being a part of this. And the way it's going, it looks like it very well could be. We're going to move this 50% actually down to here instead. We can try and build that up to a full die. I think we can skip the scavenger probably. Don't think we need the rest of this. There's another 50% chance of 100. So let's throw that on here. And prime numbers getting an extra 300%. It's going to increase our 97s a lot because we just want one or two things to increase our scoring. And if we pick up a void die, then we don't need to buy 3 voids. It's going to be a fair number of rolls, but not so many that it's prohibitive, I think. What number did we get? 73, also prime. We'll put a 5x on that. Did we take a prime bonus already? We did, so that's going to increase our scoring quite considerably. Now, what else do we want? We want a die of all 77s. That's important. Then we want to make sure that is going to be next to the die of 50% chance at 100s. So we can swap that right now with that there. So we don't need to buy this void. Everything getting pretty expensive pretty quickly, but so be it. We're just going to have to deal with it. Everything re-rolling in duplicate. We'll stick that over on the 77s. All die quantities are treated as 5 times as much. We want that. Did I take... No, I was thinking about taking 50 dice gets 1000% bonus or whichever one it was. But clearly, in the moment, my brain passed over it. So these things. Replaces a die face of your choice with a left sum face. When rolled, this face will have the value of the sum of each face to the left of this die until reaching the end of the row, or another left-right sum face. If pointing at a right sum face, all dice between the two will be multiplied by double the quantity of dice between them. This effect ignores wilds, faces which multiply the entire roll, and this face cannot have its value increased by passive abilities. Alright, that's all the really important stuff that I kind of skimmed over when I read the paragraph, so glad I have internalized that knowledge now. Do we have anything we want to move off of dice at the moment? We probably want to swap these two, because the one with the voids is going to be the one that we're going to build up. So let's swap this and this. Then also, why not swap one of the 97s for this 73? The rest of these we can pass by, I think. There's 50 dice, gets 500% bonus. We'll pick that up. We don't need to set all die faces. We have a dice that we can make into our shop refresh adders as soon as we find some, which normally is the point that I complain that I don't have any and then the game gives me some. Game, you know me, don't you? You know that I'm here asking nicely and you provide for me, and I appreciate that. I'm going to put it over here on the die that has the single reroller on it. and then we'll see where we're going next with that. So we're going to ignore the left sum faces for now. The 5x multiplier is bigger than... Oh no, this is a 5x multiplier, so let's just stick it somewhere else. The rest of this stuff I don't think we need. We don't need to move where any particular dice are right now. I guess what we can do, since we can afford it especially, we want these three to be lottery dice for slot machine. So we'll move that over here. Now we're looking for... I will take a 10x for that void die. We're looking kind of for all the lottery stuff we need, shop refresh adders, a bunch of that dull stuff. A bunch of the mid-game stuff. Now, 100 dice times 1,000, and we have... all die quantities are treated as 5 times as many. So if we have 20 dice, it's going to think it's 100 dice, which means we'll get 1,000 bonus when we get there. So we'll grab that. We'll grab 6 times reroll in duplicate. Grab that onto the shop refresh adder. The rest, though, is not stuff we need. I'm going to avoid the extra scoring bonuses. We don't need those right now. Single face adjacency, double face multiplier. What we want is wild. Wild adjacency bonus, eventually. Is part of the plan, I think. Might be time to think about upgrading to the next tier of shop, particularly if we need to find the stuff that's there rather than any of what's here. Don't need any of this. We are going to need more dice at some point. I wonder if we're going to have that setup I described at the beginning, where we have a 10x in the middle and then a bunch of wilds touching it so that they get their wild adjacency bonus. Do we want those to be on dice with voids or not? Because if we do, then we should buy void dice when we get the opportunity. Let's pick up Scavenger now, because comparative to how many rolls it is, it's much cheaper. Then the rest of this I don't think we need. Just give me like 1 or 2 more shop refresh adders. Give me lucky rerolls. That won't hurt us. There's another void die. We'll grab one of those. That was quite expensive, so let's grab no weights bonus while we're working on that. And give me another lottery die as well. What number did we get? 58. Fine. Run length multiplier we don't want. 13 bonus we don't want. More 77s I don't think we need. We're not going to try and make a Yahtzee of 77s this time. So let's jump up to the next tier of shop. 50 dice, 800% bonus. We want that probably. Do we want another void die? Maybe. I just think it's going to be easier to put wilds on void die than it is to fill dice with wilds. Fewer than 6 die, we'll buy it just to get it out of the pool. 4x multipliers and the like, we'll just stick those on some of our bigger numbers. There's Passive Hunter, grateful to get that going. buy this just because it's 2 rerolls. The rest of this stuff, not stuff we need. How many spare dice do we have at the moment? We've got 2. 2 is enough to be working with right now. Add a copy of a die. I would like, whilst we have a wild in play, so 5 million for the wild. Am I going to put it here or am I going to put it there? Let's just check if wilds... Replace the die face of your choice with a wild face. When rolled, this face will have the same value as your best die face. This includes any multiplicative die faces. So I think that should get the benefit of all the voids, right? Then if we make a copy of that, that's 2 of those. We basically want 4 of those in total as we go. Dice, dice, dice we don't really want, because that's just going to add random dice that we don't need. But another copy of a die I will take. Let's get lottery failure reroll just because it's cheap. More refreshes for us. How many million was this? 52. Okay. Give me another one of these. So that is 13 dice. I was going to try and work up to 25 and make this work. Not sure if that will be the case, but we will see. 50% chance of 100 can go there. The rest of this I don't think we need right now. There's another wild. If we pick that up, we can replace this 91 with it. How many of those is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's sorted, which is lush. We're going to need some more dice purchased before we can get all the geometry of the bonus going. 6 times reroll in triplicate. We want somewhere. Probably here for now, and then on the ones with the wilds later if it can be helped. Right, we got some lottery faces that we want, which is good. 7, 7, all the 7s. I think we're just going to start filling up a dice with those first. Give me a single set of a kind. Then 20% chance at a quarter is not as important here because we're hoping to use a 10x multiplier as our big score, and this does not apply to wilds or faces which multiply the entire roll. So I'm not going to screw around with 20% chance at a quarters this time. Is there anything I want to move off of a specific dice? Yes, we need to move one of these onto there. Must remember to make those reroll in triplicate. None of this is particularly useful. Numeric values times 50. I didn't even realize it went up to a 50. There's a 10x. We want that. Very expensive, but we do want it. Do we take no 99s 200% to help get our way there? Sure. So that is going to go. Why not on here? Because I want to glue it, that's why. So when we get some glue, we'll put that down. We could make a copy of something right now. Could make a copy of that, then move the 10x over to it. If we were going to do that, we could buy the 4x as well. Put that on the same die. Why not get a wild as well while we're at it? Put that on the same die. Then copy that die. Right, how many die is this? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 11 more still to get 25 for a square bonus 5x5. These things I also think I was using incorrectly. Replaces a die face of your choice with an exclusive multiplier. When across all rolled dice only one exclusive multiplier is rolled, the single exclusive multiplier will have the value of all wilds and total roll multipliers plus 200% for each other. So that actually does work with what we have going on here. When across all rolled dice only one exclusive multiplier is rolled, the single exclusive multiplier will have the value of all wilds and total roll multipliers, plus 200% for each other exclusive multiplier in play that was not rolled. Each die can only hold one exclusive multiplier, and when more than one of this face are rolled, it will have no value, cannot have its value increased by passive abilities. So we might want that somewhere. We may well want that somewhere. Give me 6 times reroll in triplicate a moment. I'm going to put that on here. We do need a universal reroller quite badly, I would say. I'm going to put this here for now. Am I? Am I going to put it here for now? Let's put it down here. This die of lottery faces isn't actually doing anything particular for us in this construction. So we'll leave the other dies plain for a minute. We can afford run multiplier. It's not going to do anything for us, but it is 2 rerolls with passive hunter and it brings it out of the pool. More of these 7/7s or the 7s are needed. More reroll stuff in triplicate. Right, we need, this is currently rolling in duos. We need this rolling in triplicate and the 77s rolling in triplicate when we get rigged machine going. The rest of this stuff we can ignore for a minute. Give me 1% 77 7s. Stick that there. Give me 3000% extra on 100 dice. Give me 800% more on lotteries. Do I want exclusive multiplier right now? I don't think so. I mean, it won't hurt to have it somewhere. Somewhere that's not these 2 dice, I guess. Haven't seen, there is all in, but we're, actually, if we do 6 times triplicate reroll on the 77 over here, they're both rerolling in triplicate, so now all in is totally valid as a purchase, does not break the run for us. Completely broke my train of thought about what I was about to say, so we will move swiftly on. I think I was going to say, haven't seen any 10x previous roll multipliers yet. Shouldn't get too crazy on the scoring passives. I don't think I need another 10x roll multiplier unless I want to try and fill out one of these. I should have definitely been moving this stuff to that die on any chance that I had seen. How expensive is this? 4 billion? We got there in reasonable time. Stick that there. There's slot machine as well. We'll pick that up. And a 10x previous roll multiplier. Add a previous roll multiplier to a die face of your choice. When rolled, this face will have the value of the previous roll result times the multiplier. This effect cannot repeat. This effect cannot multiply the result of a total roll multiplier or the result of a wild face. The second of 2 consecutive previous roll multipliers will be 0. So we want that on our main die. Mad that we haven't had any BOGOs yet. So one of you is going here. We're picking up this. We don't need the no 99s yet. We're doing fine for scoring, almost exactly halfway through our rolls. I was going to glue something. I think I was going to glue this down. Factor 18 multiplier is no good to me. Probably move something effectively though. I'm going to put one of these wilds underneath the big 10x die for now. We need to figure out where our main 3 lottery dice are going to be, where our 77 and 50% chance at 100s are going to be, and then where the wilds and the 10x run multipliers are going to be. Roll multipliers, not runs. Honestly, I also really just want reroll at least in duplicate or triplicate right now. Stick that there just because we can. We need to move this to here. We need more of those on there. We'll take more reroll in triplicates, surround the 10x previous roll multipliers with them. Doing fine for score, so not picking up any more scoring passives right now. There's another 10x. So we can nearly fill that one out. Don't think we need a copy of anything right now. Although 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. We can afford to just buy a copy of something, which might be worthwhile if it's going to reduce our total cash amount so that the score doesn't inflate too much for shopping. But what would we double? If we doubled this, we'd have enough 7, 7, all the 7s for everything that we need. Yeah, I think we could probably do that. So then we can start moving those off. So we want to take these over to here. We need one more 50% chance at 100 as well, I think. Double your highest die. Upon purchase, your highest die will always be doubled. Effect does not apply to wilds or dice which multiply the entire roll. But that will apply to our great big lottery face, which will then subsequently be doubled. So even if we put in a doubling in the middle rather than at the end, the result of that sum is still bigger. And so I think we'll pick that one up. The rest of this is not stuff we need. I'll grab doubles bonus. We could end up with some things happening twice. We want rigged machine for sure. It's going to be an expensive one. Or apparently not too bad. Right, this guy can fill out that die of all the 77 sevens. Then previous roll multipliers we were filling out on here. Then looking to move stuff still. We want one of these 50% chance at 100s actually on here. And to that regard, we can move one of these 7, 7, all the 7s to here. So we should now be going off rigged machine cache. So now with that done, we have our lotto stuff going. What we need to do, we need to move the 50% chance at 100s onto the right hand side here so that these three can benefit from slot machine. That means putting the 77s on this side so that then they can stay next to the 50% chance at 100s here and then there. So we need to move those each one once, the other once. Yeah, that's fine. We still need a universal reroller, and then we need to work up to 25 dice. There's no 99s reroll twice. How expensive is this? Okay, we just scored incredibly high. We can still put a triple reroll on something. And we might as well buy everything else that we can find just onto any number it can go somewhere. We will need more dice to fill out to 25 soon. Now things are extra expensive. Another 10x previous roll multiplier there. Have not seen the other thing that we really want, which is attached multiplier stack. That's something we want. Rerolls get an extra 50%. I'll grab that now. I think mostly we can just start kind of grabbing almost any die to get us up to 25 of them. More lottery faces, because why not? There's combined face multipliers. That's important. We've not even done 100 since a few moments ago, which is probably about 15 minutes ago. I said we're halfway through our rolls. 10x previous roll multiplier joins the party on there. Right, what else? What else? Random dice. Probably not going to get to Yahtzees. If we were going to get to Yahtzees, I don't even know what we would want Yahtzees of. And because we're starting to kind of almost fill out a full corner, we can start thinking about where we want to geometrically place all of our dice for the final build result. There's no weights reroll in triplicate. We really want that. We need our lotteries to pay out to get there by the looks of things. But once we do, that's going to be a big problem solved. Now, swapping positions, we're swapping this to here. Got lots of extra rerolls now. Give me one of those. Give me one of these. And put one of those on there to get rid of the 99. 10x previous roll multiplier, 2 of them in fact. Still no BOGOs. How expensive are these now? Alright, well we just had a very big roll. I'm actually going to put these on a different die for now. Then we can move them over when we're really... when we move them over, we'll preserve our shopping faces, and the shopping faces will just move over to here. Top 3 we do want. BOGO we also want. Now, combined face multipliers means we can start stacking onto here to get this up to 99 times. We need 4 more dice. Not ones that add stuff. I'll take another lottery dice, that doesn't hurt us. Add previous rolls to rerolls, we do want. That was a big one. Non-standard doubles we want. We'll try and pick that up while we're close to E24 before we buy anything else. Although we're going to need apparently a very big roll to chip up. Come on. We're at E23 still. We need to get to E24. Jeez. I mean, I've made my bed now, haven't I? 8. 1 E24. We're trying to get to 1.4 on E24. Come on, don't ruin this for me now. Not with 500 rolls left to go. So close. Any moment. Come on. Give it to me. 1.48. And in a moment, we see where the whole run came tumbling down. 1.44, 48, 48, just once, 48. One big roll, 47. Right. Give me just any dice that get me... Oh god, these are all too expensive now. What's most important? We would need 3 numbers to get to square bonuses. I don't even know if I've bought any square bonuses yet. 500% to our lotteries is going to be huge. So give me that. I've probably built this in incredibly not a good way. Yeah, so close. We had the makings of something there, but that last E24 trying to purchase has not worked out for me. But I reckon with a bit more maybe restraint on buying the passives that increase score and stuff, and maybe if I imagined the 25 by 25 grid earlier and thought more specifically about where I wanted everything to end up, it might have gone a bit better. But, you know, E24 is not a bad score. I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me. As ever, if you have any recommendations for runs, put them in the comments down below, or if you might consider liking the video or subscribing if you haven't already. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.